Cooking with Angel. Today we're learning about crème brûlée. Crème brûlée is French and loosely translates to burnt custard. Doesn't sound very good, but by the end of this video, I hope you'll appreciate the magic of a good brûlée. The first thing you'll need is to gather all the ingredients. You'll need a quart of heavy cream, 1 vanilla bean, and if you can't find that, vanilla extract will do in a pinch, but I suggest finding them because it really improves the flavor. 1 cup of sugar, divided in half, half here, half here. I used raw sugar, which will give the custard a deeper flavor and color. And last, 6 eggs, just the yolks. You can save the egg whites for next video. Next, gather equipment. You'll need a curved-edge saucepan, ramekins of whatever size and whatever quantity you like to make, and a stand mixer. Or if you don't have a stand mixer, just a bowl and a heat-resistant spatula will work. Now to the actual cooking part. Split the vanilla bean and scrape the pulp out. We're gonna do that right here, okay? You can use a nice paring knife, nice and small, it's easier to use and better to get in and split everything out. So we're just gonna open it. You can see inside, we have all the beautiful vanilla beans. That's what you want. So we're gonna get that all out. The easiest way is to open it fully up and scrape out all the vanilla bean. Okay, we're gonna put that inside of our cream in our saucepan. Right in there. And then once we're done, we're just gonna put the whole thing in there too, like that. The reason we do that is so the bean, these nice pretty little seeds can get into the actual mixture, so we can see that in our crème brûlée and it adds so much more flavor. Now we're gonna take the cream and vanilla bean mixture and put it on the stove to boil. It's gonna take about 10 minutes, and after that we're gonna let it cool for about 15 minutes. We let it cool so that when we mix the egg mixture inside, it won't curdle the eggs. While waiting for the milk and vanilla bean mixture to boil, we're gonna go ahead and mix up the eggs, our 6 egg yolks, with half a cup of sugar. We're gonna go ahead and put the sugar inside, and then we're gonna add in our eggs. Close the mixer and we're gonna set it to medium. And once it's set to medium, we're gonna let it go for about 5 minutes, waiting for the eggs to become more of a nice white color than the bright yellow they are right now. Now you can see that once you've whisked the eggs with the sugar a little bit, you can see that it's got more of a lighter color than the egg yolks normally do. All right, so now that we have the eggs whisked, and you can see that's a lighter color than the original yellow yolk would be, and now we have our smoking heavy cream with our vanilla bean inside. You can tell from the top, you can see all those little tiny vanilla beans on top. It smells amazing. Yum. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna slowly mix it into here. Now we have to make sure it's on a really low setting, but we don't want anything to burn. So slowly we're gonna mix in this into our eggs. If we do it too fast, the eggs will curdle. So we're gonna let that cool down a second. All right, now that we've let this milk mixture cool for a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and start pouring it into the eggs. We're gonna set this on a low setting. Pour just a little bit so you can reach up the temperature real quick. And once we've got the eggs pretty much up to temperature, we can go ahead and pour the rest in. All right, so now that we poured everything inside, we're just gonna let this reach up to temperature, making sure it's all coagulated, and then we turn it off. And now we just take this mixture and we're gonna go ahead and divide it into our ramekins. I have 4 ramekins here, and I think I have a couple more I'm gonna use too. Okay, now that the milk mixture and the creme brulee mixture is all ready, got it all mixed up in here, we're gonna take this and we're just gonna pour it in one of these ramekins. We're gonna go about 3/4 up the side. It doesn't really matter how much we fill it because these won't grow at all like other pastries. Okay, and then we're gonna place that into a big rectangular deep dish pan, and we're gonna fill it up with water up to halfway on these ramekins. And that cooks for about 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes on 345. And then after that, we're gonna put it in the fridge for about 2 hours. They need to be completely cooled before we can go ahead and put the sugar on top and brulee them. All right, and so we're now to the last step. The final step is the bruleeing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sprinkle a light layer of sugar on all of our creme brulees, okay? So we're taking that half cup of the sugar that we reserved at the beginning, remember? We're gonna just spray that out. We're gonna pour it all over. Make sure we have a nice thin coat, but all over the entire thing. We don't wanna have any big chunks because then they won't melt perfectly. All right. Okay. There you go. Now we have it all pretty much spread out nice and good. Now, you can see those little chunks that I have there? That's because I'm using the raw sugar. It doesn't have any of those chemicals that break up the sugar like the white sugar does, but that's okay. We can just go ahead and brulee that. So look, nice thin layer on top of the entire thing, okay? Okay, now that we finished bruleeing, you can go and see that you got this nice caramelized crust that's all from the sugar that caramelized after heating it with a torch. What you really want is to hear this. A nice solid crust. And then when you go ahead and put a spoon in there, I'm gonna go through this side. You can see that there's a nice pretty crust on top. There you go. And that's what you want in a creme brulee. There you go. All right, and that's the end of our video today. I hope you guys learned about creme brulee, and I hope you guys do try this recipe out and enjoy. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this week's video. Hope to see you next week for a new video.